This episode brought to you by Gwildorf's Key, opening portals to success everywhere. I think I'll call them glory holes.
Hey everybody, we're watching Masters of the Universe and you're listening to Miscast Commentary.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are diving back into Canon Films for you, and well, mostly for us. This is,
pretty much, yeah.
You guys are a byproduct of us watching movies together.
Or vice versa? Shut her down.
Who came first, the chicken or me? I came first.
Definitely you, that's for
and
sure.
second. But yeah, this one just popped into my head the other day. I
Great
was like,
pick.
we
I thought
have
we
to
did it
do
already.
I legit had to look it up. I felt like we had done it too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna go ahead and not worry about that now. I have a list somewhere. I have to get it out because it's like we've done enough of these movies now. We've done over 100 movies.
Awesome.
So it's like we have to think. I have to like legit think about it now.
It's like that list my aunt and uncle used to have because they'd go to the video store and rent the same movie like 3 times in a row.
Oh God,
and they still would. They'd be like halfway through, they go, "Wait, we saw this
and
last
it was like
week."
It was like
what?
Death Wish 5.
Yeah,
and,
like what the fuck?
man, God, it wasn't even a bad taste in movies. It was a bad taste in movie covers. They would just see this cover and go, "Yeah, this seems like the way to go." And it's like, no.
It's just the old guy. Like they love to watch, like Chuck Norris, that fucking Walker, and like all these goddamn just like what the hell are you watching?
I know,
or like like the Xenas and like the all that kind of crap.
Absolutely, and it's like, and that's still such a big thing now, like your NCISs and all those.
But
things.
the thing too is they don't watch, like they're not steeped in the movie culture. So it's like they go to the video store, they see a movie, they don't know this is like some D-list. Like, oh, there's an explosion on the cover. This looks good, and then you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I know, it's
Michael Dudikoff sounds like an A+ player to me.
Yeah, I'm all in. All right, well, there's only one thing to do then, and that is for us to press play.
For the first time, baby. Here we go.
Definitely no problems
Never
leading
any.
up to that.
Not with this kind of fucking operation, baby. We're tight. Tight as a duck's anus hole.
Yeah. Oh man, I love the old 80s logo.
I do
Old
too.
80s movie logos are the fucking bomb.
I agree.
I don't know, there's just something about these Golden Globe with the Canon Films are just
This
like
one has like Gary Goddard. What do you know? It's a Gary Goddard. Do you have anything on Gary Goddard?
I do have a lot of
cool.
Gary Goddard. I'll tell you, this is the only movie he's ever directed. While he was making this movie, he came up with a TV show. Based on the look of this TV show, can you guess what TV show he created?
Oh, based on the look of this.
Yes, on the look of this movie. Can you guess what TV show he made?
Thundercats.
Not a terrible guess. You remember Captain Power?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Captain Power. Not
No
Captain Planet, it was
way.
Captain Power that he came up with, yeah.
This movie, honestly, like, this movie was not, like, the greatest movie. But, like, this movie does He-Man really well. I just hate that they have to do the fish out of water tail.
Do you know why they had to do that, though?
Because they couldn't afford to make the whole
They
thing
literally
Castle
couldn't.
Grayskull.
That's exactly
Yep.
what happened. Look at starring Billy
First
Barty.
name up, Billy motherfucking Barty.
Although I think they're doing they're doing an alphabetical thing. So, but it's just, it does make it, because it has starring on Billy Barty. It's just funny. But like Dolph Lundgren,
He deserves it.
Wait, they just did James Tolkien before, like everybody. Now they're all over the place with the order.
They gave up.
Christina Pickles. I still love that name.
Christina, good name.
Yeah, wonderful.
Evil Lynn.
The fact that that is a name, music by Bill Conti. Anybody who doesn't remember, Bill Conti is the guy who did Rocky's music.
Oh.
Gonna fly
This
now.
really reminds me of kind of reverse Superman.
It does, doesn't
credits.
it? Eh? Yes.
And the music is also very Superman-ish.
Well, and it makes sense because these guys made Superman 4, Quest for Peace, arguably the best one.
Arguably. Yeah.
But you know what's really interesting is that Canon was going to make a Spider-Man movie. They had the licensing to make Spider-Man, and they were about to do it, and they were like, you know what? We're not going to do it. Instead, we're going to make Superman 4 to Quest for Peace and Masters of the Universe. We're going to take the combined profits, which are going to be huge for those two movies, and then we're going to make Spider-Man. Both movies were the biggest bombs of like among the biggest bombs of the year, and they were not able to do that.
This looks like they're just filming in the desert, for God's sakes, but they couldn't have been here the whole time.
That was kind of my thought on
What
this
the fuck?
too.
Like,
I
they
like
already
this-
built this place.
Does this not sound exactly like Star Wars music?
Yeah. He looks badass too, and
He
they look
does
like
look good.
stormtroopers, right?
They look like
He's great as Skeletor.
Yeah.
He looks fucking awesome.
Frank Langella, he read the script and took this role like almost immediately. He said like fairly recently that this is one of his favorite roles he ever played.
Skeletor.
And because they let him write some of his own lines, this set was so gigantic they actually had to knock down the wall of a soundstage and turn two sound stages into one.
Whoa.
It was the biggest set made for a movie in like 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they went big. This is it was a fairly big budget movie for the time too. It was $22 million.
Nice.
People often think that she's wearing contacts there. Those are her real
That's
eyes.
the chick from They Live.
It is the chick from They Live. You were correct.
I can tell by her creepy eyeballs.
Yes. I always think she's the one who's in Prince of Darkness too, but she's not.
Look at how good that looks.
It's not bad for the budget. It's not that bad at all. Like
I
it
think
doesn't
it looks
move
great.
It doesn't move very. I would like the jaw to move more. Like I would like to find maybe a better because like bones don't flex.
Skeletor,
You know what I mean?
he's been alive for a long time, buddy.
Do you know who the
You gotta get your
original
bone flex.
Yes, we were talking about Star Wars. Ralph McQuarrie, who did all the concept designs for Star Wars, did the concept designs for this movie as well. And originally, I guess he was meant to have like this silver skull, like knight helmet with like red eyes and all this kind of stuff. It was pretty cool. Christina Pickles there. If you don't recognize her, she was Drew Barrymore's mom in The Wedding Singer. But more importantly, she's
Son of
Courtney
a
Cox's
bitch.
mom in Friends.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, that's
That
Courtney.
worked out really weird, actually.
I wonder if they ever talked about that. That's always something I think about when it's
That's
like,
a neat piece of trivia right there.
yeah,
I didn't know Skeletor had the ability to like suck the life out of you.
I know. He is chewing this. That's probably why they couldn't afford to make all this in Turkey. He chewed up all the scenery every time they were there.
Holy
Like
Christ, is he ever? Eh? I would
crushed
too
it.
if I was Skeletor.
These obviously these bad guys, like the stormtrooper guys, have nothing to do with like He-Man the cartoon and stuff like that. But the idea was Mattel had the same rule that they had for the cartoon. He-Man can't kill anybody.
Right.
So they were like, well, what if we just make these like robot things that he can kill? And they're like, yeah, you can kill as many of them as you want. Which is kind of like the same thing they had to do with like a lot of the Avengers movies and stuff,
Yep.
right? It's like, we can't have like, we can't have the Hulk ripping people's heads off, but no problem if it's a friggin' robot, right?
or
Or an
Chitauri,
alien, yeah.
or yeah.
Something that's obviously not a human being.
Look at that codpiece flying around. There
know.
he is. Oh man, I love Billy Barty.
So
Look at this one titty's way smaller than the other.
I know.
Look at Dolph's titties.
I
Wait.
dated a girl like that once. It was interesting.
He's huge, eh?
He was such a big dude. So he's fresh off of Rocky IV at this point. He had done A View to a Kill. He was in it, but he's not like in it. He's like an extra. He happened to be dating Grace Jones at the time.
Nice.
And she was in that, so he was in the background.
I
and
thought she was just a rage lesbian.
Apparently not, unless he's a rage lesbian
She's all,
too.
I'm a rage lesbian.
Yeah. Yeah, I like they didn't even really make an effort to not rip off like what like a stormtrooper would look
Yeah,
like.
they just probably grabbed the costumes from that. Once they knocked that one wall down, they're like, hey, look at all the stormtrooper gear.
Yeah.
I thought Grace Jones was beautiful.
She's beautiful, but
She
in
always played
like
that crazy nuts
yeah.
chick, but man, she was
well,
beautiful.
she was a crazy nuts chick. So that's
Remember, was she in Conan? That's how I want her. in bed.
Was it Conan or Red Sonja?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Who knows?
So there's Tila there, who is Chelsea Field. She played a flight attendant in Commando, who has like a scene with Schwarzenegger. But she was also in the movie Death Spa.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic. You got to check that one out.
It's like a total movie I'm into.
She was Bruce Willis's wife in The Last Boy Scout, and she was in The Dark Half. And that, of course, is the famed...
Oh, that's where, from The Last Boy Scout,
Yes.
That's where I recognize her from.
That was me, too. And there's Billy Barty, who basically has played this role in a billion other things.
I love him.
He has, like, hundreds of credits to his name, but a lot of TV shows and, like, appearances like that. The things you probably know him best from, he was in Legend, he was in Willow, UHF, he was the cameraman, which I still think is one of the best visual gags.
He looks like his face when Drop Dead Fred was flattened.
Yes. He indeed does.
Man, I would love to hang out with Billy Barty.
Well, he died in 2001, so you're going to miss your
No,
chance.
he didn't. He was in...
I can tell you definitively he died in 2001.
He probably faked it. I just saw him in something.
Yeah, well, it's like we're just seeing this now, but this came out in 87.
This looks like one of those doorways from Labyrinth where you open it one way and the other. He should have come in here and David Bowie and Hoggle are having a game of some kind of Magic the Gathering or some
Dance
shit.
Magic.
Dance Magic, the game.
I'm still so weirded out that He-Man's got that giant sword and the entire movie he's just running around with a gun.
Yeah, did he ever shoot lasers in the cartoon?
No, he only ever had I think like he had energy beams that his like sword could shoot or something. But why wouldn't you have that? Like just have him toss people around and be
And he doesn't have Battle Cat in this movie.
No, and that was also another budgetary problem. They just flat out couldn't afford to make, because like they obviously couldn't have a giant tiger running around and they were going to have to make some kind of animatronic or something. And they're like, yeah, we can't afford to deal with that.
Yeah, I understand.
It was
if this was a bigger, but they had a real tiger on stage, and then we're done with the tiger, and then they just fucking throw him in the old dumpster later.
Let's eat him.
Yeah, well, that would have been better than probably what they were. Oh my god, here it is.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the idea of like the budgetary stuff for not setting this all on I was gonna say Ontario in Eternia was sorry,
same place.
So you get it. This is Eternia. We're feeling great. But yeah, the reason that they didn't do that is because they realized they'd have to like create a lot of like other characters and like more sets and stuff like that, whereas you could just shoot on location if you go to Earth.
Right, exactly.
So it all makes sense for like a low budget thing, but then that's also the reason to not do that and let like a big budget place.
But it kind of would have been boring if it was all. But the whole thing was there. I mean, why can't they just? I don't even get it. I think it would have cost more money. They were just in the desert, for God's sake. A couple of things CG'd in or whatever they did back in the day, right?
Yeah, well, I think like there's probably more sets.
Look at that thing. Did you see it working?
Yeah.
It opens portals. It makes music. It cuts julienne fries.
Yes, it does.
It'll clean your teeth. That thing will cut the weeds along the fence.
I was gonna say it looks like it makes it doesn't julienne fries. It makes curly
fries.
Yeah,
exactly. Quilladorf's key. It also kind of reminds me of like that thing they would play, even though it doesn't look like it. It just reminds me of that thing that they played in Futurama. And he would play the thing, and it had like the cosmos would show up, and it was like this weird instrument.
Yes,
can't remember what the fuck it was called. Oh my god, this guy found him. This guy looks just like a dude that I used to go to the bar with all the time. He was like, because I met all these old bastards through my father.
Yeah,
going to Fuglies. And they'd all show up, and he looked just like this guy.
That's
and then
terrifying.
one day, He-Man showed up and killed him. Actually, it was cancer, but close enough.
It was a horrible liver cancer. It was a way more painful death than He-Man could have ever given.
I like the makeup in this movie and everything.
It's really like from a production standpoint in the 80s and all that stuff, it's not that bad. They just went all in on this and it just failed miserably is the problem.
It's because people weren't into He-Man.
Yeah. Well, people were way into He-Man. He was like the #1 toy pretty much.
What a waste.
I know.
They should redo He-Man. I think it's ready.
They are doing He-Man.
Oh, with The Rock.
No, I can't remember who they said. But he was like, they were talking about a lot of people. They were talking about like Kellen Lutz and all these people. And the person they named, I don't think I'd ever heard of. And then I looked at him. I'm like, yeah, he could be kind of He-Man. He's a little small, but he's not like teeny. He's not
right.
like
I'm sure they could like CG him bigger. This is a nice set, eh?
Yeah, this is the one that was like the biggest set ever.
That's badass.
Or in a long time. Yeah, there's a lot going on to it. It looks like it's all marble, which I always love that, and I love how I know it's definitely not marble.
They're on another planet. It's their version of marble.
Yeah.
Castle. No, what was the planet called?
Eternia.
Castle Grayskull. And here's the mom from Family Ties. Where are you? Is that you, Kirk Cameron?
I always picture this like scene, like I remember seeing her like old in one of these shots or something like that, and it always reminds me of Beetlejuice when Gina Davis is up on the table and like just like
right, you're
rotting
killing
away.
her.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at her hair; they're crystals. I wonder if the carpets match the drapes. Huh?
I don't.
Crystal pubes.
Oh, that would be sharp and horrible.
Boop, 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 boop.
So Dolph Lundgren could barely speak English when this movie came out.
He can barely speak it now.
And like legit, like was not fluent in thing. He was like learning lines phonetically and all this.
Is
and
he Danish? Where was he
He's
from?
He's Swedish.
Swedish.
And I think that is what I read. And he is, anybody who doesn't know, he's like a genius level biochemist.
Yes, he is.
And he is like
he's a Mensa member. He's very smart.
Very, very smart. I like that they played that up in the Expendables with him. Like he's sitting there, he's writing something down. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, it's like the theory of relativity, only better. And then he like blows his nose with it and throws it away. But yeah, anyway, so he couldn't speak it very well. And basically they were never planning on using his voice. They were going to dub him over the entire way. But I guess in his contract, they said he had 3 chances to dub his voice and get it right. And if it doesn't work for you guys, then you can replace him.
Right.
But their plan was to always replace him. But then they literally just ran out of money and they couldn't even try to redub. So they just had to go with what they had.
I think he did pretty good.
It was fine. And it's Eternia. So what if he's got an accent?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know what the deal is with all these action stars having to be like from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like all the guys are from friggin' over there somewhere.
My favorite thing though is always because they always play Americans. Like, my name is Alex Marshall. And
I'm as American as it gets.
Well, that's more Schwarzenegger. I think that they always basically do the same thing with Van Damme. He's always French Foreign Legion. And like it
explains everything.
It's like, yeah, okay, nobody's gonna like dig too deep into that.
He's rocking the key.
Mm-hmm. So, how many keys do you have?
Exactly.
Yeah,
holy jeez.
You can make copies of keys.
Yeah.
They probably went.
What a shop that is, eh?
They probably went to a like just a hardware store, made a copy of the key. It's fine.
In The Matrix, the Keymaster should have had one of those hanging off his belt just for shits.
That or just in the background of the room where all those that would have been
key
hilarious.
room. Yeah. All the keys from all the movies.
Yeah, I want to rewatch those all.
What movie?
The Matrix movies.
There's a new one coming out. You'll have to.
No, I know. But I haven't seen them in a while. And I remember like doing like a rewatch like a while back. Like if you watch them kind of all as one story instead of like separate. The special effects don't hold up very well, but like the story in and of itself does.
It's good, yeah. I heard Sense8 was really good.
Sense8
was them.
Yes.
Did you see it?
I saw like 2 episodes and then I forgot about it for the longest time.
Because something Star Wars related came on TV.
He's so easily distracted. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Well, I do too. Sometimes I'll check something out and be like, okay, it's pretty good. I'll throw it in the list.
That's my thing is almost exclusively. It's like something else would come along that'll catch my attention. I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to start watching this now. And I was like, I'll get back to that because it's here. It'll be there forever. And then I just never get back to anything.
Yeah, and then you never see it.
I'm like, I think I got to rewatch The Office for the 16th time.
I could totally go for that. I fucking love that show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just finished rewatching the entire series like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I just finished it not long ago either. Yeah. Just before me and the old lady broke up.
Yeah, no, it was great. It's always a great watch. And I'm listening to the Office Ladies podcast, which has been a blast.
That podcast sounds kind of interesting, actually.
It is.
That's like one of the podcasts where I'm like, if I ever did that, I might actually watch that.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to listen. It's a podcast.
No.
You really don't know what we do here, do we?
No, I don't. I think that his nose looks really good, too, even though you can tell like it's a piece of cloth or something, right? They did a really good job. He must have a small nose. Does he? I think he's got a big nose.
I think that the whole mask is just out.
Oh, right.
Like it's like relative to like it's probably like
sticking. Right. So I was like, man, his nose, it looks good.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. If I want to nitpick, I would just say I wish he was wearing more blue and gray. And it's less black, but like that's
pretty
just
dark.
Yeah.
This is his in-home outfit. He probably puts on the blue and black when he goes out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's his
He's got his night sweats on.
Yeah. This scene, unless I'm misremembering, this scene's missing like a random guy, like for some reason, some fat guy eating a sandwich, looking over, going like, "What?"
No, he's gonna be drinking. A homeless guy drinking.
Yeah. Oh, that's always.
And then he looks at the bottle. Huh?
That's it. That's the gag right there.
Guy.
You nailed it. That's the one.
I like that. She's pretty, eh?
She is.
Oh, that Gwildorf.
I like.
Is there any Gwildorf farts in this?
I don't think so.
When he's eating that chicken, he needs to rip a big old fart.
Yeah, I got so weirded out. I don't know what character, if they just weren't allowed to license certain characters, but when I was doing the research, they're like, Gwildorf was made to like replace Orko.
Right.
And like this person was made to replace, because almost none of the original characters are in it.
That's right.
And like, well, as far as like the ones who are like makeup characters and stuff like that, they're like, I replaced this one with this one. I'm like, why? The interesting thing though, they wrote a script for a sequel and it was ready to go. Dolph Lundgren, during the making of this movie, he felt so stupid, he said, playing a toy. They offered him the chance to star in the sequel while they were making this movie. He's like, nah, I'd rather not. And so they hired this surfer to be in it. Do I have his name? No, I don't have his name on me. But they hired some surfer to play He-Man, and they were ready to go. The movie was going to be called Masters of the Universe 2 Cyborg. And it was all set to go. It was going to be Earth is the left Earth, a post-apocalyptic, left Earth, post-apocalyptic wasteland. I'm sorry, I'm tripping myself up so much. And then, but it was supposed to feature She-Ra.
Nice.
And all that. But then this movie bombed horribly, so then they didn't move forward.
And then they were going to do it anyways.
Yeah. And the director, too, the director who they got to do it was going to do this, and then he was going to do Spider-Man. Yeah, that was the plan, was he was going to make that big budget Spider-Man and the sequel to
Masters of the Universe.
And they were so confident they started building sets. They have sets for those two movies, then the movie never got made.
Oh, fucking A.
That cow's got crazy ass horns. This is like this is just Billy Barty all the time. I feel like this is the only reason he wasn't an Ewok, was because just the way he's acting. He's just, I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to go, whoa.
That's really him, yeah.
Yeah.
He's inquisitive like that.
He's like, they're like, don't you hate when you're always wearing a mask? He's like, my only true mask is when I'm not wearing makeup at all. The sadness inside.
Oh, he died. I swear to God, I thought I saw him in Rise of Skywalker.
No, that was Warwick Davis.
Oh, right.
Because he's the one who's in all the Star Wars
movies.
movies.
Man, we're thinking I was thinking friggin' Warwick Davis the whole time. Billy Barty's also
so I guess they all look the same to you, huh?
One thing I make up on.
Well, you know what probably threw you off, because I said Willow. He's also in Willow, but Warwick Davis is the star of Willow. I mean, if you don't count other people. With Mo.
He just made best friends.
I know.
This looks awesome. Look at her.
I know, eh? She is like legit just coming off the Dancing in the Dark video when this movie came out. This was the first.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. She was in like a TV movie and like one episode of like a soap opera, and that was it. And then she was.
And there it is.
Yeah, and then she was here.
What a hot cowgirl outfit. Is this all cowgirls that work here or what?
Pretty much. Then early stuff she did, she was in Cocoon the Return. She was in Mr. Destiny. And then obviously she started getting a little bit bigger when she was in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and then obviously Scream. And all the Scream movies.
She kind of looks like Sarah Connor, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, she's got like that looked good. That I bought fried chicken today, and I just got KFC because I wanted their gravy.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to put popcorn chicken in their gravy all night long.
You should have just went and got their gravy and then went to Mary Brown's. Dirty birdie. We had a decision to make the one day. We were driving back and we went to
I thought they were going to kiss there.
We went to St. Thomas Nice place. And there was the Colonel and there was Popeyes. So I was like, what do you want? The old white guy or the black lady from Louisiana?
Yeah.
And everybody chose the black lady from Louisiana.
If it wasn't me being cheap, I would make the same choice every time. But I was like, I wanted something that I could order a lot of that I could also have for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. It was a bad. You might as well just go to a fucking restaurant. I went to Wendy's the other day, and it was $15 for a spicy chicken.
Yeah.
The fries turned into a poutine and a regular beverage. It was $15.
I know, I hear you.
I was like, you might as well just go to an actual restaurant. You could go to the Works and eat for that much, and have a burger, unlimited fries, and a drink, unlimited.
Yeah. So this
Is
this
Chris
guy here,
Pratt?
no, who am I thinking he looks like? One of the Brat Packers there who was in Weekend at Bernie's, Andrew
And McCarthy.
There you go, Andrew McCarthy. He looks like him to me. His name is Robert Duncan McNeil. He was in an episode of TNG. And then
yes, he is.
Wow. Oh, you're going to love, I've got a TNG thing for you later on. That's going
way.
to blow your fucking balls off then. But he was also a regular on Voyager. He was in like 170 episodes of Voyager. I don't know how
That's
many.
way too many episodes of Voyager. Right.
I'm trying to decide who he reminds me of. Like, he's got like a little bit of like Sam Elliott and a little bit of Tom Skerritt,
Yes.
but bald.
And a little Ed Harris.
And a little bit of Ed Harris and a little bit of country.
What
Those
are
two
they
people-
doing over there?
Those people look like that. Like, you know that,
Gwillis was
like that-
jerking off.
yeah, it's like that TLC show. Yeah, what was it? That TLC show where like people would kiss for the first time? That's what their kisses look like.
Have you
I steal
seen
ribs.
this ridiculous show?
Ooh, Badooba.
I don't know what it's. You're
Oh,
supposed to
gross.
dunk it, you fucking animal.
I know, but I'd probably do the same thing.
I
Is it good
love when
barbecue
they
sauce?
have to eat like masks
Oh.
or whatever. Like he's, you know what I mean? He's all make-upped up.
So
Fucking he's
gross.
holding out on you.
Anyways, so you love these shows?
And it's like they're all like a bunch of ripped, horny, good-looking people.
Yeah.
Get together on an island. One twist, they can't fuck each other at all.
The other twist, they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, and it's like because they start off with a bunch of money, and they're all like, "How can I even be around people without having sex?" And it's like, "Oh my god, man!"
yeah,
It's like they can't be together for 4 minutes without banging.
I found myself laughing out loud at like one of the really bad reality shows. Like just a promo for it. I don't even know the name of the show. It was about like he's like a medium. He's this like gay dude. And this girl comes in and she sees him like forcing his body into Spanx. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I don't care if they call me a fraud, but if they call me fat, I'm going to kill myself."
They call me fat. I'm going to kill myself. So here we find out, I guess, they're vegetarians on
Yes.
Ender,
Yeah.
wherever
Eternia.
the fuck they're from. Eternia.
Yes, at Ender's
Oh
Game.
my god, that must have been so good. They're going to get the shits. Oh my god, they haven't eaten anything, and now the buddies like just munching on this chicken.
My biggest nightmare when I watch Survivor, it's like they've gone like 16 days just eating like, you know, whatever fruits they've got around, rice and fish.
Yeah.
And then it's
They
like
win a big meal.
they win, and then but it's always like something where it's like it's going to rip your insides out. It's like
I remember
nothing but cheese and
like
fucking,
I remember
grease.
In the only season I ever watched, I don't know, maybe it was the other one. It was the one where the guy gave it up in the end to the girl.
Yes.
He's like, "You can have it."
That was season 2.
Too. I was like, "You buddy." I was like, "You're fucked, buddy."
That was because he gave her the truck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like that to me is a guy who works on his truck a lot at home, and he's like, I'm not like cheating on my girl. You keep that truck.
Oh, he sounded like a good guy. Well, that was the
was a
deal
good
he
guy.
made. He made a deal with her. You know that everybody else would have just screwed him.
In a where is he now moment, well, she ended up winning the show, so
He
did
gave
get
it to
screwed.
her pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
But anyways, he won a contest where he got to eat a meal, and as they were driving the horses back, he had to keep getting off the horse because he was just like, "Holy God!" Like,
yeah, they don't talk about that stuff nearly enough. It's one of those Japanese synthesizers. This is what we thought about the Japanese back then.
Of course.
If it was technology, they're like, wow, those Japs are at it
I'm
again.
surprised he wasn't just like, "It's a Japanese person." That's how bad we thought of, you know. This is what made Pink Floyd, man.
Pretty
Pink
much.
Floyd found this in the backyard, and they're all acided up.
I'm kind of
these
surprised
drugs.
nobody tried to make this. It wouldn't have been that hard. If you can make a keytar, you could make that thing.
Somebody should.
I'm sure somebody has.
Look at him. He
There's
sleeps
makers
with the
all
goddamn thing.
Yeah. I like that.
He's
throw.
like, who's there? Oh, you're coming from over that side.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, right.
But anyways, yeah, so just talking about Survivor and talking about that guy, his name was Colby.
Colby.
And he is now the host of a History Channel show called Butchered, which is basically Chopped, but you just get pieces of, like, giant pieces of beef or, like, whatever animal it ends up being. And then you just have to cut, like, make good cuts. And then, like, they're like this is a legitimately show.
Like,
And I'm
there's
sitting there.
too many channels, man.
But I'm sitting there-
Oh, my God.
But my thing is, I'm like, what does this have to do with history? Like, at least Forged in Fire, which is, again, it's all of the shows are the exact same thing. 4 people start, you have like an opening round, one person gets eliminated, you have the next round, which is a little more complicated, and then you have the final, like the one-on-one round, which is special. And it's always, and then like people just change their format based on like what they're doing. But yeah, this one is literally like you start out and it's like you're gonna get like a weird animal, like it's like you're gonna all like butcher an ostrich, and then like you have to go and you like see them and it's like nope, they've left too much fat on that ostrich steak. That's not gonna be worth that much. Or he's like the cuts
stupid.
aren't even, or like whatever it is, and it's
Fuck
just,
even cares.
it's just,
Joe, you know what it has to do with history? You know what they've done all throughout time?
Yeah.
Cut meat.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Happened back in the day, happens now.
Yeah.
I always loved that. Like when you have a specialty channel
Yeah.
and they just like Outdoor Life Network. Well, you know, part of the movie takes place outdoors.
Well, I'll give you a little thing. Outdoor Life Network plays Impractical Jokers here.
It's outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they're outside when they do their things.
Oh my God, look at this guy.
Is that Billy Zane?
Is he like the
He looks very-
intergalactic like phone guy?
Yeah. Oh, I think they're like clones or something. God, that's something else they took from Star Wars, although they didn't know it.
Although they didn't know it.
Well,
at the
because they
time.
mentioned the Clone Wars, but they don't talk about the Stormtroopers being clones. Ooh, they've got a friggin' Google. They have Google Earth.
Damn
in
right
Eternia.
they do.
I love
You
how
saw
many.
that guy in that thing. They look like the Borg without their makeup on, or without their
Yeah.
gear, without the hardware.
Yeah, exactly. So Blade, this guy is.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. This is like they all get. This guy's cool looking.
Also, Beast Man. He's an actual.
This guy, Beaster.
Yeah.
There's a. I need this shit to end so that I can go to the Comic-Con or the horror one later. Because the dude that does the masks,
Yes.
the Devil's Latex,
Yeah.
they make condoms for Satan. He, they make him, but the real him, and it looks fucking phenomenal.
Really, eh?
Like he's got moss, like he's all green.
The guy who plays Blade there, he was actually like the sword master for this. Like he, not only does he, did he train everybody like on their sword work, he actually is Skeletor in the final battle when they have their sword fight. And so he was training everybody and then ended up suggesting himself to play the role of Blade.
He's like, why don't you just get me in there?
Yeah, throw me in.
Yeah,
Call
fucking A.
me Blade. They're like,
Like
yeah,
the
what the
lamest
hell?
prom ever. Synth prom 87.
I know.
There's some cool lights going though. She's a little cutie, eh?
She really, really was.
No wonder Bruce Springsteen pulled her up on stage. See, no one cares when Bruce Springsteen pulls an underage girl up on stage.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's
And,
Bruce Springsteen.
No, she was an adult.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
see,
the-
Bruce Springsteen's smart.
Exactly. He gets it.
How old you, girl? Right on.
I'm gonna sing a song about Philadelphia soon. When? Don't you worry about it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great.
Apparently, she's had really good TikToks or something during this whole thing. She's she's been a good. She's had funny biz.
She's a fun person, just in general. Oh, that girl looks so much like what's her? Not Natasha.
Did they die
Henstridge,
recently?
Elizabeth Henstridge from Agents of Shield. Yeah, they had died recently on her. They died in like
She
a
was
private
just at
plane crash or some shit.
Yeah, she was just at her
At the
their
grave.
grave site.
Yeah. I know. I think it was like the anniversary. I love when like any kind of like
Look at this
Like
kid.
these-
Look at it. They got their like pose right when they come out.
Like, that's what you expect of, like, I hired you for a birthday party. And it's like, look at me, I'm a monster. Growl.
Yeah, like
growl.
looking around, eh?
But this is another very rip-off of Star Wars kind of scene when they were there, because they were laying out all the bounty hunters, just like in... I can't...
Oh, fuck, it's a little girl hide.
Yeah, I can't stop hearing
Little
the Star
kids
Wars
can't be in
music,
here.
though.
Oh, fuck.
Don't kill him yet. So Beastman there, his teeth are so
Whoa.
big. His teeth are so big, he physically couldn't close his mouth while he was in costume. So he's constantly drooling into his own like prosthetics and stuff like that. They said
Sweet.
his chin was full of spit every day.
That's how you get little chin zits.
Yeah. And then that guy there who's playing Blade, he said his costume, it's 50 pounds of chainmail. So he said he was literally pouring sweat out of his boots at the end of every day.
Oh, my God.
Gross.
It's like after a Guar concert. These guys are brutes.
Yeah.
See that noise right there? That's what it sounds like when I take a shit.
It
I
does.
slept on the boat the one day.
Yeah.
I don't know what has been going on with me, but like, man, fuck, man, I'm hungry as shit.
I'm sorry.
He's making me hungry. And she said that because there's the like Lady Joanne, love this woman. I'd take the sword guy's attack in the gut for this woman. And she said that it sounded like a raccoon,
Yeah.
like digging its way out of a box. That's what she sounded like. It sounded like when I was sleeping. She said it was talking, snoring, like yelling, clawing. I was like, what the hell's happening in the night, man? Like, but my mom said the same thing. She said it came out and she said you were talking. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's been going on recently.
You got some sleep issues.
I guess, yeah. Aaron's mom used to always say that I do all of my thinking in my sleep.
Yeah.
Because she would come into the room and I'd have like my hand, you know, like all, you know, like
Yeah.
if you're like, man, I'm really stumped on something, you know, that like,
Yeah.
I'd be like that. I'd have my hands wrapped up in my hair and it would be like I was
Yeah.
really deep in, deep in it.
Yeah, you do realize that was just a horrible insult.
Oh,
though,
I know.
right?
No, but I mean, like, I think it's kind of true.
Yes.
In a sense.
I forgive her because I was.
Yes.
It's not when you're doing your thinking, it's when you were working out your shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. Like, that's what I think she meant, more so than.
I don't think so. I know what her
No, I'm
opinion of us
pissed.
was. We were a bunch of godless heathens.
Yeah, we sure are.
Relative.
Not me, I'm a heathen. I
Yeah.
do believe in God.
Yeah. No, but,
And I believe in He-Man.
but relative to him, you're a friggin' Satan.
Oh my
worshiper.
God, of course. Look at
On
my
the
hair.
outside. Look at my jawline.
I didn't know that he could never speak English.
Yeah, well, it wasn't his native language,
But
right?
he does
Like-
pretty well. He seems pretty good. Arnold
Yeah.
still got the
Yeah.
friggin'.
Yeah.
So why did they only have 3 times to dub it?
It was just a matter of they wanted to do this, and then their agent just got something in there. Like, he wants his voice in the movie, so they negotiated you got to give him a chance type thing, right?
Right. You got 3 times. Just
Yeah.
like a Mario bad guy. 3 hits.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you eat a mushroom,
Yeah.
and then you get another one.
She's acting well.
Well, yeah.
What the hell? She points it the wrong way and shoots herself.
Yeah, it does look like it could be pointed any other way.
Like, holy God.
He's also Billy Zane, by the way. That guy?
Lazy
Maybe-
boy.
Maybe Billy Zane.
This guy doesn't last very long, I don't think.
No.
Anybody who's got the more expensive makeup dies quick.
His name is like Ponfar or something like that, like, which is I thought was the Vulcan mating ritual, but I can't remember his exact name.
I'm gonna watch some TNG when I get home now tonight.
Excellent.
I gotta make something to eat. I got some chicken booby I gotta make before it goes rotten.
Nice. I like eating rotten chicken breast.
They kind of look like they're not the regular stormtroopers, but the guys that are, in the
Like,
room or
he's
in the hallway or the elevator or something,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Or they're the ones that are in like the AT-AT.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
See, Beastman, like, he looks like a good
sounds
proper,
cool.
and he looks like a good proper, like, He-Man villain. Like, the one who's, like, got, like, old lady hair and has his tiny little face. I'm like, you don't look like you belong. Yeah. They created a background that He-Man is the reason he doesn't have an eye for this.
Oh,
but
they
didn't.
made right.
Yeah,
We don't need to know.
It was his
He-Man
actor's
did it.
secret.
So this guy choreographed this whole fight.
Yes. Well, all the sword fights. Or actually, to be more accurate, both of the sword fights.
Both of them.
There's not a lot of them going on.
Oh, fuck.
I'm trying to.
Whoa!
Yeah. That one reminds me of a little bit of like Gelfling.
That lizard guy's fucking useless.
Yeah. Which actually takes me to the writer of this. David Odell wrote this movie. He also wrote the movie The Dark Crystal.
Oh, no way.
He was also a writer on The Muppet Show. He wrote Running Scared, the Gene Wilder. Or is it Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor?
No, it's Richard Pryor and
I knew it was
Dancer.
Richard. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I knew it was
Gregory
Richard Pryor,
Hines.
but I just assume every Richard Pryor movie includes a Gene Wilder. And then he also directed the movie Supergirl.
No way. This guy's been involved in the greatest movies. You know what
Oh
I
no,
think about
didn't
this
direct.
movie, too?
Sorry, he wrote all of those.
I like that she doesn't be. Oh yeah,
I know. It's hilarious that they've licensed friggin' Hendrix.
Why not? Hendrix loved He-Man.
No, but like that. Yeah, could you imagine the estate of Jimi Hendrix is like? Yeah, we definitely have to make sure.
Oh my God, here's Will Ferrell. This dirty leather daddy cap. The fucking 80s, man. No, he doesn't look like He kind of looked like Will Ferrell for a minute. She's still like, 80s pizza. She is still with this guy. Like, she doesn't get with He-Man and be like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was now, she'd be swooning over He-Man.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they would have given her a boyfriend, though. I think it would have been
right. She would have been single, and but I like that.
Like, this would be her brother.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like,
There's a Jimmy picture right there.
Yeah. It's like my nerdy little brother knows everything about music, blah, blah, blah. The director, though, so we go back to Gary Goddard for a minute. Yeah, he created Captain Power. Do you know what he's been spending his time directing ever since then?
Wait, The Witcher.
No, he's been directing the videos that air for like rides. He directed, or he didn't even direct,
like Jurassic World, the ride, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, he directed like the pre-ride video for Jurassic Park. He did some directing for the T2 3D Battle Across Time.
Right,
and it's just a bunch of those.
Cool.
Like there's a Star Trek one he did.
Hey man, if that's your gig, buddy, I'd get paid.
It's just such a weird thing that's a genre.
I wonder how much
into.
money you get. Like, I mean, the ride's probably going to make a shit ton of money. You probably make a half decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Well, I don't
forgot
think you get,
Buddy's in this. The bald guy.
Yeah, it's James
the
Tolkien.
teacher.
Yeah, he basically plays that a lot.
From Back to the Future. We've seen this dude in so many of our movies.
Get back here, you bunch of slackers.
What?
There you go. Oh, let's hang out in this alley. This is when you find out he's just a dirty homeless. He's just got a prison bud.
This is way nicer than my alley.
I wish I wasn't using audio because it really looked like he was trying to describe how big his penis is to her.
It's not even this big. It's way smaller.
It's more like length.
I've seen one this big.
Yes. That does really
Beast
truly
Man.
look like a horrifyingly bad prom.
Was this before the prom? Yeah, it was before. They were just setting it up.
They were setting it up. Yeah, so I'd like to think there were more decorations to happen, but like these sparse balloons, like did a bunch get popped?
Right.
Oh.
It's just the entrance.
Yeah. And the thing about like our proms or whatever, but like the idea of like that was like at least it's the cliche in the movies and stuff like that are the themes of proms in the US. Like if I wouldn't even have considered going to our prom if it was like Enchantment Under the Sea or something.
No, now it's like right? It's all based on mass shootings.
Yeah.
This one's Columbine and this one's,
that's what I said.
Celebration of guns, the prom.
Yeah, I legitimately said this to somebody because we were talking about like nicknames in high school and stuff. I'm like, nobody gave me a nickname, but I always got the same two things I get. Hello, my name is Joe. I got a car and a wife and a family. I work in a button factory. Like I had so many people did that to me. And then I got the other one where it was the more like the teachers, they go, "Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand?" And then, but I had to like preface it up and like, this is before school shootings were like a thing. So it wasn't in bad taste.
Is that like a thing that they always say?
Yeah, it was a song. It was song lyrics, right? So So yeah, let's talk about James Tolkien while we got him on here. Obviously, he was in Back to the Future. He's the principal in that, or as I wrote it down, Back Taught He Future.
Close enough.
I typed quick.
You're going to jail, hanging around the prom.
Yeah, he was also in Serpico. He was in Amityville Horror, War Games, Top Gun. He was great in Top
Oh
Gun.
man, is he going to be back in the next one?
Maybe.
Top Gun Maverick.
And then he was Numbers in Dick Tracy.
Oh my god, I love that. Oh my god, I forgot the VHS version of. I don't have a player, anyways. Whatever, let her have it. Fuck it.
Yeah, we got to do we got to do Dick Tracy eventually.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
I like they're just how like they look like they're members of like an apocalypse resistance, whereas he's like dressed like a barbarian god.
No, he looks like he's gonna play a barbarian god in like some '80s metal concert.
This is before Guar could afford
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
costumes.
You know when you said that pouring their boots out, that's like what Buddy from Guar would do, Dave Rocky, every night. Because I remember when they were on Springer.
Yeah.
And when the episode was done, he was like, they showed him in the back taking his gear off, and he pulled his boots off, and he went upside it, and it was just gore like pouring out. I was like, oh my god.
That's a good way to lose some weight, though, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at how long that sword. See, he's always brandishing the sword, and then in the other hand, he's firing a gun.
I have a sweet, you know what? It better not be broken. I'll kill him. One of my work cohorts found sticking out of the like Goodwill bin, like a big fake awesome sword.
Oh, really?
And he threw it at me, and I thought it was going to be like hollow.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like hard rubber.
Yeah.
It's like the sweetest sword.
You got to, when you go to Comic-Con, you got to check out the weapons and stuff like that. So many of them are like that. I legit went to, somebody made a Stormbreaker. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I went to pick it up. I'm like, this is heavy. Like, it's heavy to the level where I think I'm not worthy.
Right.
Like, I feel like, I feel like
they
only
did
if I
have
was,
some sweet knives there, eh?
oh,
And
yeah.
swords and fake.
They make some stuff though that I'm just like, how is this not illegal? They make that really hard, like composite rubber stuff or whatever, and it shows them like it's like they make like a sigh out of it, and then it shows them like destroying cinder blocks with it. And I'm
right?
like,
You're like,
whoa.
right on.
I'm like, you can't do that with.
Don't
a
worry,
sigh.
it's not official, so you're fine.
Yeah, and unless you and you won't kill anybody
Oh,
unless you
fuck.
sharpen it.
He's not gonna be happy, boys.
We
He dropped it.
to get the key, you know what I'm saying?
Just blame the Beast guy. He probably can't even fucking talk.
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg should have played him.
Play the Beast
No,
guy.
this one right here.
Oh,
This is my Whoopi Goldberg.
I want to make such a horrible comment, but
I appreciate
it looks like this lady that we work with.
Oh.
It's so terrible.
That's bad. I really, it's the one thing, my big complaint about all their makeup, it's the exact same thing. They all have like this big gap where their eyes are. So they've just got a little bit of makeup around the eyes. Minus him because he's only got one eye. But
Oh, yeah, he looks like he's sweating.
yeah. Well, yeah, they said the way they made that chainmail, they said.
That's why he doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
He's got to do his little move there.
I zapped you. And then he becomes Cobra Commander.
His makeup was too expensive anyways.
But yeah, apparently to make that chainmail, they said they took two 10-foot long like steel pipes.
Right.
And then cut the rings like it was a really thin pipe, and then they cut it into like thin rings and then assembled it all together. I guess that's how they do that. I was like, oh, that blows my mind. I don't know why it blows my mind. It makes perfect sense when you hear it. Yeah.
I was too lazy to make anything today, so I just had chicken fingers and fries. Man, I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, man. I wonder how many times we're going to hear about that during this episode. We're not that far in. Actually, I guess we are pretty far in.
We're doing great.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're further in than we thought.
What
Because
are
we had a
these things
huge
hanging
technical
off
glitch.
of his belt there? Like he's got almost like ammo. Maybe they come off and he can throw them.
I
Like,
assume
look at his.
it's like a bandolier kind of
Yeah.
thing. I assume they're snacks. The woman playing evil in there, her name.
See?
Yeah.
You're thinking about it too, you fucker.
Yeah. Her name's Meg Foster. She was also in Lords of Salem, the Rob Zombie movie. But
Did anybody see that?
she did.
Holy God.
But the her costume. It was super heavy. It was like 45 pounds, but it was so rigid she couldn't sit down or like bend or anything like that. That's why she's always just standing up, like chest puffed out, because she literally can't
freaking sit down.
I think it was the Beast Man too. Was the same situation. He couldn't move or sit down properly. Or no, it was the other one. It was the guy who just died because he had the tail and stuff. Yeah, he had the tail and stuff. So he had to literally they built him like a plank with a hole in it so he could lean backwards and then stick the tail through the hole.
Jesus.
I was like,
what you got to do for the craft, eh?
I know. He said, though, he commented on Frank Langella. He said he'd always take time to go over and talk to him because he looked all lonely by himself over there. And he'd always ask
him up against his board.
And he'd always ask if he wanted him to bring something for him to read.
Well, that was nice of him.
I know. He's just Frank Langella. He's one of those guys.
Seems like a consummate professional.
Super consummate professional, and just like he was Dracula in like the 1979 Dracula, like not the Hammer horror, but like that other version.
Right.
Body of Evidence, Dave, Small Soldiers, Superman Returns, Frost Nixon. He was outstanding in Frost Nixon. If
I agree, that movie is absolutely terrific.
Everybody's so
absolutely
good in that.
Terrific movie.
Yeah.
That's a Ron Howard movie.
It is a Ron Howard movie.
I was really impressed with that movie, actually.
Ron Howard, I feel like as well known as he is and all that stuff, I feel like still somehow he's underrated.
I agree.
Because like he makes like things like Backdraft and stuff like that. Yeah, they don't get like Spielberg attention and stuff like that, but they're all great movies.
Yeah, he does under the radar movies and shit too.
Willow. We already said Willow a bunch of times.
Yep.
Shit.
I like this guy floating.
Yeah.
Here comes the army.
That legit looks like a friggin' speeder from Star Wars too. Like every time I hear the music, especially when it gets like the like it sounds exactly like Star Wars music. So then everything I'm looking at just drives me like bananas.
Oh, look at this! This is the COVID finder.
Yeah, oh,
they found it. Look, they're fighting.
Ooh, it's like the history gun. I want a history gun.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, actually, eh?
No, you know what? I'd be afraid because I'm afraid I'd find a place where my parents were having sex.
Like, yeah, that's the one point. Why did I choose why did I choose my mom's bedroom to point this thing out for the first time?
Really, Mom and Dad? Denny's bathroom?
Yeah.
And then the question, why were you putting the history gun in Denny's bathroom? Want to see who pooped here before me?
Yeah, like, what the hell?
I know it's kind of said puke.
Why does this bathroom smell so bad? Point the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I watched that guy eat 30 pancakes, and they all came out of him. See, like
you don't.
But you can see stuff like that, and you totally see Captain Power coming out of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of funny because I also see the Dark Crystal coming out of it, like in like this would be like a lower budget version of like the Dark Crystal.
How many pieces of chicken you think are in that bucket?
They looked really small.
Oh my God, you can't have them all stacked like that, bud. Jesus Christ.
The ones in the middle are going to be on fire.
I know, like,
the ones on the outside are going to be wet.
This guy just doesn't know what he's doing warming up chicken. You got to warm up the goddamn oven.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
or an air
God.
fryer. I have.
It's gone.
Yeah, I've been like heating up my like popcorn chicken and fingers and stuff like that in my air fryer. I've been working like a charm.
Is it good? It's got just a little teaspoon.
Yeah, well, I don't even like when I'm reheating something like that. I don't even put oil in it. I just let because it's the one I have. It stirs the stuff as it's being heated too, so like it's all even. Because you see those air fryers where you just dump a bunch of French fries in a bucket and then just like put it in, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. All the stuff in the middle is gonna be like wet, and everything's wet today to me. But
moist.
No, you know why? Because I watched that SNL at Home thing, and there was a line that they said they were talking about like things that don't sell at the grocery store, and the one girl goes, Boy Scout cookies, and she goes, they're so wet. And I'm just like, what?
Boy Scout
I don't even know what that means, but I love it.
Well, that's right? They're so wet.
Yeah.
Like you open the box and it's kind of like in water, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, almost like Vienna sausages or something, only they're cookies.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to take your key here, bud.
Yeah.
You're the Japanese synthesizer.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, why does he have the right to do that?
Because he's a cop.
I guess.
And it's the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's white.
Burger King placement.
Yeah. What is he doing? Is his garbage disposal that good that that's how he deals with
Holy Christ! Knock on the door, bah.
it? Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought he was
throw the
gonna
towel.
punch him.
He just threw in the towel, boys. Back up.
Yeah, that is fair. I legit thought he was gonna like punch him in the face. I'm like, this guy's got all sorts of bravery. If a monster came running at me when in a world where monsters don't exist, I think I might freak out a little bit.
I didn't freaking once the door blew open. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
I'd be standing around waiting to see who's friggin'.
Like if I saw a monster on the news, they're like, hey, by the way, there's monsters now, and then one came running at me, I might react differently. But if literally a door came open, I'm like, oh my God, that's a monster. Monsters are real. Like that's all I'm thinking of.
Yeah. But it would be like super fast as you panic and try and run. I like this part. His voice sounds cool.
No, I'd like to think that his I'd like to think that like he's running from super far away, so I have all the time in the world to yell all that stuff. Oh my God, monsters are real. He is coming at me.
It's an actual thing. Oh my God, Todd was right. What the fuck?
I have to tweet about this.
That's what's going to get most people.
Mm-hmm. I like to just see there must have been like a really fun plastic mass producing thing going on with all those helmets and cod pieces and stuff like that. It must be a very fun thing to watch happen. Yeah, no, it's legit. That mom looks like Elizabeth Henstridge from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Now they know what to do.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was that's like a big thing to haul with you to
I
share
know.
a
She's
picture.
got a lot of big old gear. Somebody's definitely carrying it. She's not carrying it around.
Yeah.
Unless it's like in video games where you're like a Turok.
Oh, my God.
Where you're just like an Indian wearing your little fucking, your little piece there.
Yeah.
Yet somehow you can carry the largest guns the history of the universe has ever seen, and 12 of them.
See, and the worst thing is like, because everybody makes fun of that logic, and it's fair to make fun of it. But then at the same time, if they were actually logical, and they're like, well, you can only carry like one thing on your back and one other thing, and whatever's in your hand, and then switch between them, you'd be fucked, and you'd also complain. You'd be like, I want to do all sorts of different guns.
Exactly. It's a minor thing. I don't, it doesn't. I just think it's funny.
I know. Oh yeah.
In The Witcher, I'm playing The Witcher 3 Wild Cunt, and you can be too heavy.
Yeah.
I've got too much gear, and I'm like, fuck. And then I just sold all my shit because I got pissed off because I was always it's a sweet hovercraft.
Yeah.
Fucking. I'm pissed off because I can't run half the time because I weigh some shit. So I sold everything, and now I'm in like this battle with this guy who I can't win.
Yeah.
Because I don't have enough shit because I sold it all.
I liked.
And now I don't know what to do. I don't know how far back I've loaded.
Yeah.
I would be like half a game back. And I'm like, oh, it's an awesome game, though.
That's fine.
It is. I think that Breath of the Wild really borrowed heavily from this game.
Oh, really? Eh?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting to know. What was I going to say? What was it? Mythbusters. Mythbusters did a Mythbust thing based on carrying all the equipment that like somebody would have to carry in a video game.
Right.
And so like they had all these like basically you had to run through the game. So you started with just one gun, and then every time another gun was like on the ground or like an ammo pack or like a med pack or something, you'd have to pick them all up and then put them on your person. And then you had to like do certain things where you then have to like a target cam and then have to shoot at the target.
Right.
And
it was like not happening.
Yeah. And so they're all running this thing, and it's so funny. It's like picture like going to like an airport with a hockey team and then carrying all their duffel bags. Right. That was basically what it was.
And trying to shoot the Nazis or whatever, right? Like, holy fuck.
You know those times when you
move.
You know those times when you go on tour with a hockey team and you have to shoot some Nazis?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. It probably does come up more than you think.
Oh my God. You had no idea.
Yeah.
They're here. Yeah, but he's still going. This guy's all right.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to protect his girl. I got nothing but respect for this dude. But it also tells me that
bro.
It also tells me they've not had sex yet. Because he's like, I think this is what's going to push me over the edge. If not, I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah. Once this whole shit's over, I swear we'll kiss.
Yeah. He has a real, the way he's talking, he has a real Marty McFly vibe. And he has a real E.T. vibe.
Oh my God, eh?
The way they all just laughed, that was like the end of a sitcom. Hey guys, don't forget me. Oh, Gwildorf, standing
Exactly.
tall.
They ran out of money. That's the end of the movie.
Oh, legitimately.
We live here now.
You say that. They stopped making this movie 3 days before they were supposed to stop making this movie because they ran out of money.
Oh my God.
The director had to go back to Golan and Globus and beg for one more day. So, because they didn't shoot the end of the movie.
Oh my God.
The end of this Skeletor He-Man fight wasn't done. And they're like, okay, you've got 1 day. And they
cap her off.
And then they went back and they had already torn apart most of the set. So they're like, so they had a big plan if he was going to go out the one window thing and blah, blah, blah. And then they had to like redo the entire end of the fight because they didn't have the set.
They could have said like a bomb hit the place or something.
Yeah.
You know, once the resistance went down, now the place is crumbling.
Well, no, you can't because you've already shot most of the fight, just not the end of it. So unless
Why would you not finish it off?
It just got to a point. I think they were just going to scrap the movie and take the insurance money because it was going so over budget and all that stuff. So he's got like those like 80s abs where it's kind of like if a fat guy was also a muscular guy.
Like the muscle belly.
Yeah.
You see with all those like I see some of the guys at the gym and I'm just like, what's it? No, he actually doesn't have it. But you know the guys who it's a gut, but it's like muscle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that can't be good for you.
I'd rather just have a gut.
Exactly. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
They don't make them like this anymore, baby.
Yeah, baby.
No, my doctor said like overweight is overweight.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you have, it might even be worse if you're super ripped and overweight.
Well,
because there's so much weight on your heart. There's so much weight in your joints.
Yeah. Well, there was this like big bodybuilder dude who said the same thing because he weighed like 400 pounds of like muscle, and he basically said,
horrible for you.
He's like, he said, he's like, I like doing this and it's my choice. He's like, I don't recommend anybody do this. He's like, it's exactly the same as being 400 pounds just fat.
Exactly.
And he's like, I know it's affecting me, and he ended up dying at like 40.
Yep. My doctor said that you'll get these guys that are like 30 and they're super ripped, big.
Yeah.
Not fit, but you know the big muscle guys, and he says their bodies are just torn to shit. Yeah. And he said it's like looking at like an 80-year-old.
Yeah.
But an 80-year-old that was like really active during his life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
and these guys are fucking 30.
Yeah, it's like a guy who like shoveled coal in a steamship.
Yep.
That helmet.
I
that
hear you, bud. Oh, here we go. I got a little Gwildor action.
Yeah. This was not a great movie for you. They're always eating chicken and ribs.
Chicken, the taco, being hungry.
And then somebody is randomly just going, I'm hungry for no reason.
Cocks.
Yeah. Makes you want to eat cocks. What?
Fucking right it does. I don't need Courtney there for that.
So like I said, so the movie was originally supposed to be like 15 million. It ended up being 22 million.
Ooh.
It made total 17.3 million. It opened number 5. Oh no. Yeah, it opened number 5 behind Living Daylights, Witches of Eastwick, Revenge of the Nerds 2, and Stakeout, which also came out that week. Also in the top 10 though, La Bamba, The Lost Boys, Spaceballs, RoboCop, and Summer School.
Nice.
I was like, that's a hell of a lineup. The next week, it was already out of the top 10.
We're at Summer School a lot when you're saying like with the movies that were out.
Yeah.
We've watched a lot of movies that came out during Summer School.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
At the same time that Summer School was out.
No, for sure. Well, like, I mean, of those ones.
Why even wear the fucking suit if it's just gonna.
Yeah.
What is the point?
I know. I say the same thing about like the Stormtrooper outfits.
You get hit in the head with a rock, you're done.
Yeah. They do a lot of retconning for Stormtrooper outfits because they're talking about like the purpose of the helmet and stuff, and like the radio plays and that, and like the comics, and they're like, oh, it's to like filter out gas and stuff like that. Or they said that in The Force Awakens too.
Oh, so it's not even necessarily about, it's just about breathing.
Yeah. And the rest is just like, there is armor to it, but I think it's not like the lasers can kind of get through anything.
Right.
But yeah, so it was out of the top 10 in week 2. It was a really weird week though. I just wanted to kind of highlight this. This is something that doesn't happen anymore. You've never seen a movie how many years has it been since you've seen a movie that went out of the top 10 and then all of a sudden came back?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. So in this week so it became number 12 in week 2. This is a week where Beverly Hills Cop 2 went from number 17 to number 1.
Wow.
Dragnet went from number 18 to number 2. Untouchables went from number 20 to number 3. Adventures in Babysitting went from number 19 to number 6.
You know, it's weird because I guess they were out for a while and everybody went to see these pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, fuck it, let's go see that other one.
Yeah, but like, isn't like
Maybe
that's-
word of mouth eventually got out, hey, this is a good movie. Like,
Yeah.
go check this one out.
But like that's crazy. Like literally 18, 19, and 20 all entered the top 10 after like weeks of it not being there.
I wonder
and stuff.
how long they were out for.
Some of I think they were like in and around between 3 and 6 weeks.
They must have had a heart attack when Beverly Hills. Well, when any of them came on, they're like, "Oh my god, we're at 17," and then boom, you're like, "Oh, thank God, now we're at 1."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had
Especially
a,
like Beverly Hills Cop 2. You think would
Yeah.
already had a built-in fan base?
well, no, but
like-
it already had been number 1.
oh,
It's like
right.
its time had like come and gone.
Oh, and then it went back. Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh God, might as well
Yeah.
just go see that movie
But
again."
that's something that, but, like, just in general in the 80s, like, you have movies, like, that were good, like, big movies, and it's like, oh, yeah, it debuted number 6, and then it was number 1, like, 3
there
weeks
was
later.
there was one recently that did that. And I'm trying to think of what it was.
It's mostly
It was
the-
gone, and then it came back.
Yeah. I think, though,
Maybe it was Endgame.
I don't know. But I think that this is a matter of, oh, yeah, well, Endgame did get, like, a quick re-release. But I think a lot of it has to do with the way that the internet hypes up the movies now. Because, like, it was like we used to say, I think we said Lord of the Rings was the last one that where it really happened, where you didn't know the movie was coming out till the trailer was in the theater.
Right.
And you didn't know the trailer was coming because there
fuck.
was nothing to tell you that. So you would just go to the movie, you'd sit down, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's this? Oh my God, that's crazy.
That was the best.
Like-
that was way awesome.
Yeah, because I remember you, because it was you who spotted, we've talked about this before, but it was you who spotted that. We were sitting there the one day, and you're like, what is this? And you're watching all these people walk over the hill, and you're like, oh my God, this is friggin' Lord of the Rings, dude. And we're like, what? And then it was, and we were like, oh my God, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And that was
What a
just,
fucking. And now they tell you when a preview is going to be out. Like, hey, if you go see this movie in the beginning, there's
Well,
going to be a preview
no,
for this movie.
but I'll
And you're
take
like,
you
oh,
10
well,
steps further. You know about 4 or 5 years before a movie comes out that it's in development.
Yes.
Then you know about the casting. You hear about the news every step along the way. And now they even have trailers for the trailers. I legitimately have seen,
That's so good, eh?
probably in the last 2 years, I've seen about 15 different movies that had like a 10-second trailer to let you know that the trailer was being released
the
tomorrow.
trailer teaser.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing, because there used to be a teaser trailer where it would like you'd get like, remember the old like Godzilla where you like saw like the eye really quick or something like that. Like that's a good teaser trailer. But then this one, it would literally just be like the graphic. It'd say trailer tomorrow. And I was like,
Yeah, they did that with Metroid Prime 4. It was just like just the sound, and then it said Metroid Prime 4 in development. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, like that's-
like awesome.
I know, but it's so crazy. So that builds all that up. So basically, everybody who's so you're either super excited to see the movie or you're not. So if you're super excited to see the movie, you go see it.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets it out of their system and it goes away. But back then, you had to hear about a movie being good. Like you had to like a movie come out and you might
Word
not
of mouth.
catch it, and then all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" Or like it's like sitting there, it's like in number 5. You're like, "Oh, what's this movie? I've never heard of it."
Oh my God. Why would your dead mother want that? Like, you don't even question?
I really need to play music.
Here you go, dead mommy.
Yeah,
Anything for you, dead
I
mommy.
would like to think I wouldn't fall for this.
Nobody would. Come on.
I know.
You'd look out the window and be like, my dead mom is there.
I know. Yeah,
Maybe the whole thing was a miss. Oh my God, she's
lots
giving
of-
her. She's giving her.
I think she was like honestly like this was her audition to like get some horror movies.
That was good. She did good there.
She knew that her future friend Jennifer Aniston had already done Carnosaur or whatever
Yeah.
shit she was in.
Leprechaun.
Oh, Leprechaun. Was she also in Carnosaur?
I
though?
don't know, but we should watch Carnosaur. I fucking
We need to
haven't
watch
seen a movie in forever.
We need to do that. We need to do Leprechaun in the Hood.
A Lep in the Hood come to do no good.
And that's actually another thing too. Gwildorf looks a lot like if
Yes.
the Leprechaun let himself go.
Yep.
He's like, I'm free now. Booba
I was
dooba.
thinking, watch this. He should say that way more.
Yeah.
I should go for Comic-Con as like old He-Man. He's like let himself go, but still wearing the gear.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know why I put it on anymore.
I just want to see like tits going over the like the straps.
Right.
I just
Oh, they'll do that.
yeah.
Like, this guy needs to just calm the fuck down.
I know.
Like, there's a whole other thing going on here. You don't need to flex your authority and, like, get, like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a battle. Like, what was his problem? Because the guy had a gun?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But it's a fight or flight. Some people don't have it. You know what I mean? He's always got a sawed-off shotgun. Doesn't matter what movie it is.
It's true. He probably brings it from home.
He was in, like, if you go back and watch Serpico, definitely got one. He was in the friggin' Air Force in Top Gun, and I guarantee he's still got one. Oh, no.
Oh.
That reminds me of like a RoboCop big time.
Bud?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Yeah. That's American craftsmanship for you right there. Sure, the car will blow up, but not all the way through to kill you.
Once it goes out, you might be able to push that baby to the garage.
Yeah.
Evil Lynn.
Her boobs are so far apart in that version of it. Like, apparently she actually, like, she bruised her groin and, like, her ribs around her breastplate and stuff like that with that thing, because it was so rigid, when she'd move, it would push against her.
That's why Austin got that one belt taken away, because it cut him.
Yeah, but she said too that she said it helped inform her character though, because she was always pissed. Like she was like, I just use the anger, right?
I like that. Even in movies like this, you got to still use the techniques, right?
I do. I really appreciate that about an actor who can take something that would be otherwise silly, right?
And use the techniques and take it seriously and.
But then
you can't get a movie and then be on set and be like, oh, this is stupid. But like, why did you say yes then?
Yeah. But I also feel for like actors. Like I feel for Frank Langella where they're like, this is Dolph Lundgren. He's still learning English and he's number one on the call sheet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess my 20 years of Shakespeare in the Park mean nothing to you.
Right.
Oh, hoverboards. Back to the Future 2, guys. Hoverboards.
Look at that. It looks like the poltergeist zone.
This toy was a thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep. It was.
It just very much occurred to me. Now, was it
there's the Hallmark shop.
Yeah. Now, was it a toy based on like the Masters of the Universe with the regular He-Man toys, or was this one based on the movie?
I think it was movie based.
Yeah. Because I know they did make toys based on the movie as well.
But in the show, right? And they just kind of threw it in here.
Yeah. I don't know.
This travel.
It seems
hover thing.
It seems like the least convenient thing because number one, your leader is completely unguarded.
He's way up there, eh?
Like a
big bullseye. Yeah,
like they even have like the sense to put the Pope in a phone booth. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's like wide open.
And now he's in there now because of the COVID.
And what's behind him but a friggin' target? Look at the thing that's behind him in that seat. It's a friggin' bullseye.
He's daring you to shoot him.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got it covered.
See?
Yeah, it is like a bullseye.
It's like if the Umbrella Corporation made dartboards.
Exactly, right? Totally. I just played Resident Evil 2.
Oh, really? Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil also?
Resident Evil also.
Nice.
Part 2, the remake. Let's go.
Yeah. That would be a great thing. You make a sequel, but it's not really a sequel. It's taking place at the same time as the one that you already made. So it's called you have like Jurassic Park, and then Jurassic Park also, where a different like dinosaur park was also experiencing chaos.
At the same time.
Just at the same
the lesser known one.
Well, it's like the second island was also like having its own problems, and it's just
like the first one is like Disney, and then the second one is like Martin's Fantasy Island.
Oh god, I miss
so all the dinosaurs are like pretty shitty looking, and really the crappy ones.
Yeah. I was very happy to hear that my Canada's Wonderland membership is being carried over for another year, no matter when they open.
I did not know that, but I thought it because I had spoken with my buddy who's got the same one for Cedar Fair.
Yeah.
Well, I better be getting some more than it just counting for next year. They're going to lose a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Well, they're starting next month. They'll be losing a shit ton of money. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, if nobody's going to buy passes for this year because they all count for next year.
That didn't even look at him.
What?
That didn't even look like him. Like he
wasn't.
Like,
look at that.
Like he broke the window. It looked like
up on the thing.
Yeah. When he broke the window, it looked like it was a stuntman who broke the window. Only you could see his face totally, and it was just a weird angle or weird light on him or something like that. But like the edges of his cheeks and his jaw and stuff are very different depending on what light he gets. So like he looks more like friggin' like Siegfried there.
It's all depending on the lighting, eh? He's just got that job. Look at this.
That
This
was
is so
something
killer. I
else.
love this thing.
I'd like to apologize for us saying that the Matrix graphics don't hold up.
Oh, there's H&R Block.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, he should get
I
his
wonder where
taxes
this
done.
is.
I
Is this
have no
supposed to
idea.
just be anywhere USA, or is
Oh,
there?
for sure.
Do they mention it?
No, I think it's I don't know, actually, to be honest. I want to say it's Cleveland, but I just want to say everything's Cleveland, so it's
Cleveland rocks. There it is.
this is like, you know, those parades you're having for people, like people have for people's birthdays right now, like on the streets because you can't like go be with them. That's what he's doing right now. It's the most depressing parade.
No one around.
Happy birthday, death is
Happy
coming
birthday
to you soon.
parade? Is this a thing? What do you mean?
Oh, no,
Big arm.
it's a lot of things. Like if somebody has a birthday, like all their friends will like get in their cars and they'll drive past their house and like honk or something like that because they
Seems
can't.
wasteful.
It does seem wasteful, but it's people need something. You know, it's people are going crazy out there.
You know what
It's-
people need? Drugs.
Yeah, yeah. Just put me.
I've
on.
been like, dude, some of us in this world
Yeah,
have been self-isolating for
Yeah.
our lives.
yeah.
From the boats, from waiting, man, I can sit at home. It makes me a little wacky, but it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I can't. And I'm just like, oh, get over
No,
it.
what it is for me, like I could do this all day, and I literally do. But like
And have been doing.
But just any old time, it's just sometimes it's like, you know what? Like even if I'm by myself, I'm like, I'm just gonna go walk around the mall for a little bit, and like that's gone.
I miss,
You know, like-
that's the kind of thing I miss too. Just going and sauntering around the pan, or I really miss the movies.
Yeah, I do too.
I love going to the movies.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the drive-in will be up and running.
That would make sense.
It would. They've got something about the like having to have access to the washrooms or something.
That's
like
what I
that,
was saying
and it's
before,
just,
remember? But here's the thing. If
Yeah.
too many people, you get the tape 6 feet apart,
I
you
know.
have somebody standing there that just lets them in. You don't go buy
I've
snacks.
never-
You bring your own snacks.
Yeah.
You already
I-
did anyways.
I've literally never been in the washroom when there's been more than 2 people, and it's the biggest washroom in the world.
I've been in there and there still wasn't that many, because
Yeah.
the movies all end at different times. And
Well, I also never go in like right between movies.
I rock a trucker style.
Yeah.
I just piss in a jug during the film.
He did that. We were like front row for Captain Marvel, and he did that. It was quite good.
At the theater.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving.
yeah.
You know I like to drink before I watch movies, during, after.
If I miss
All
Sam
I have to do is
Jackson's
just
opening
piss.
shot, I'm gonna freak
Half
out.
the movie's just me peeing. That's why I have to watch it again. I'm still not positive what happened in that second Star Trek movie.
What are you talking? Wrath of Khan? Or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, why is he so mad at this Khan guy?
Well, I guess both the second Star Trek movie either way is the Khan movie,
Yeah, exactly,
so it doesn't
yep.
really matter. That was like the worst kept secret of all time. They're like, so you're playing Khan? No, I'm not playing Khan. Yeah, so is Benedict playing Khan? No, he's not playing Khan. And then he's like, my name is, and then it's like the big thing. And you like everybody in the audience like, Khan, we know. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Who the hell else is it going to be?
yeah.
Those are the kind of things where they don't need to keep it secret because, like, come on.
Yeah. I think they just, I think it's because they already shot that moment and it's like, it's going to be the best twist of all time. And it's like,
Imagine
no,
like
this is
yelling
already
a guy,
happened.
literally calling a dude
Yeah.
He-Man.
Yeah.
Look out, He-Man!
Like to me, that would be like the name of somebody in like a reverse drag bar.
Exactly.
Like where all the
reverse drag
Like
bar.
where all the women are dressed
It's
like
still
dudes
drag.
and stuff. No, it's still drag. No, but
Like, what?
well, I just when I say drag bar, what do you think? You think men dressed
I think
as
men and women dressing up as the opposite sex.
Yes, that's definitely. Oh, now it's not Star Wars music. Now it's definitely Superman. Music.
Yep. Yeah, when you're drag bar, you totally think men.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all. That was all I was trying
Like
to
a
nail
reverse
down.
gangbang.
Yeah.
Why can't I be in one of those,
Yeah.
man?
What are you gonna do with that? I never understood that. I was like, because your face is probably being blocked from seeing all the good stuff anyways. And
You're talking reverse gangbang?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how they all surround him and he even goes, raw, and then they all...
No, that's
kind of like a gangbang.
I was gonna say
It's sort of gangbangish. What do you mean? You're telling me that you've never wanted to just be draped in women? Some of them you can't see, some of them you can. Who cares?
More
Just
about,
crawl
like-
over me like kittens.
more about like servitude. Like I want one feeding me grapes and one like
Same.
like,
There you go.
I have
That's
that.
how you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sex is boring. Eating food's where it's fucking at. It never lets you down until you have a heart attack and it totally lets you down.
Yeah.
But until that moment,
Yeah.
unlike women, you've been happy the whole time.
Yeah.
And then it kills you.
And depend on the heart attack you have. Like, you really only bothers you for a few minutes.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh no, I made a real bad mistake.
Yeah. Triple burger again? Fuck it.
I know.
I regret nothing.
I still legit regret not going to Heart Attack Grill in Vegas.
See, this is what you instead of being like, man, she was giving me all the signals. I should have went with her.
Yeah.
Man, I should have had that burger from that place.
Yeah.
You don't even think about the girl. Fuck, she's long gone.
I don't really think about like what would have happened with this girl or whatever anymore. Because now that like husband and kids, it was like, okay, well, any scenario is all of that gone.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah, maybe it's different kids and it's whatever. But
No,
I'm
it's
like,
not.
I love
you have an affair on that chick with your wife now. Have
my
kids
current-
with her.
Yeah.
Keep it under the table from her for a while.
Sneak them inside the vagina of the other girl so she gives birth to them and doesn't know any better.
Yeah. You just gave birth to kids. One's 5, one's 17.
Now, was that a makeup choice that his one eye is closed?
No,
or
it's probably
is
just
that
his
like
eye.
they were like, we couldn't afford to open both eyes?
But I think if you watch the other one, he kind of has a squinty eye. Like I remembered in Legend,
Yeah.
he kind of has the old squints.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much where they lost the money.
Yeah, this is...
It's really a lot of excitement and action.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Oh, she's smoking.
Just not anything.
Her leg wound looks fucking grody.
Yeah.
Did they show it yet?
I think so, yeah.
Pulsates like Buddy's big toe, and I'm gonna get you, sucker.
That's brilliant. That is, I that still grosses me out. No matter how silly it is, I look at it, I'm like, ooh.
I know, it's just like, oh god.
Like it's not even realistic, and you're just like, ooh, no.
When it blows, really blows. I mean, you think it's gonna like blow the toenail right off.
There's a moment you think that his toe is gonna burst, and
I've seen some of these videos online, man, of toes.
Yeah.
Oh, and these people's and they're like ripping their toenails. Like the doctor's doing it. It's just like, oh my god, that's the most ingrown toenail. Like,
here it is.
Oh, here, look at that.
That is quite like
it's like
graphic
oozing,
for
moving around.
Yeah, like this is a PG movie. That's a lot.
What the fuck was in there? Look at that. That looks good, eh?
Yeah.
Looks like those crunchy things look pretty tasty.
Nothing more sanitary than fountain water to like clean that wound.
Oh my god, it was like 90% alcohol.
Yeah. It's full of pennies that have been inside assholes.
Hey kids, hey kids, look in the background. Look at that crazy thing. What the fuck was that? Is it a photo booth?
Yeah, probably. Who knows?
He's right, kid. Lost my helmet back there too. Pretty tough.
That guy's hair is like... fine isn't even the right way of putting it.
It's
like
fine.
Like I honestly think if you went to run your fingers through his hair, you'd feel nothing. It'd be like it wasn't even there. It's like a hologram.
Hologram hair. It is pretty nice. He's got some nice locks. Mm-hmm. Don't be hating on him, Joe. Don't be hating.
The thing is,
you wish you had hologram hair.
Yeah.
If there was such a thing as hologram hair, where they would put a little chip or something on your bald head.
Oh, I'd do it.
And you could pick what type of hairstyle would you have?
I would be changing it constantly.
I'd like to see some like flock of seagulls one day.
Oh
like,
yeah,
just
it would
ridiculous.
Like it would be like, you know, you keep it professional when you need to keep it professional, and literally every other day I would have the craziest thing going.
I think that's something fucking right. I think we just came up with something, man. Holographic hair.
I would have a skullet.
It's like a fucking like a techno toupee.
Yeah,
that's where it's going, man.
Mm-hmm. I have a new theory. I think that Gwildorf isn't like some kind of creature. I think that's what Golden and Globus think gingers look like. It's like it has to be a ginger.
It's all gingers, eh?
Yeah. It's because they're like Israeli. And
no, he just kind of looks like a ginger's penis. Look at him. He's got the big head there.
I put out a theory the other day too. I messaged it off to you. My theory was that Thor could beat.
Oh, I liked that actually.
Superman.
If they were rumbling though, I would give him to Doctor Strange. I would let Doctor Strange fight Superman. Doctor Strange would whoop him.
Yeah.
Because he's got nothing against magic.
Yeah. Well, there's that. That's I didn't even think about that. That's as well. But like, I always think with Doctor Strange, like it's the same thing he could do with the Hulk. Just put him in the mirror dimension.
Yep.
Leave him. And that was my thing, like, because there was like, who would win Superman versus the Hulk? I'm like, Superman flies.
They already fought and
Yeah.
Superman won.
And, yeah, but I was like, but even that aside, I'm like, because I always try and think of what is the way. Like, I'm not going to go, wait, this guy's way tougher. This guy's way smarter. I'm like,
Right.
what's the way that it actually goes down? And I'm like, okay, simple. Superman flies Hulk into the sun, tosses him into the sun. Gravity keeps him there for life.
Right.
That's the end of the fight. But Thor, his is he uses the Bifrost to take Superman somewhere that's not
No yellow
a yellow
sun.
sun, and like takes him to like the like Jotunheim or the ice giant planet.
Jotunheim, Yolihu.
No, that's the ice giant planet. I've been watching
Yodelheimer.
because I haven't seen them enough. Been watching through the MCU movies with my wife again.
Jesus.
And so, she asked me, and
that's all it took, eh?
well, like how
When
often?
I was just like, no, I already watched them.
Yeah, but how often does your woman go, hey, you know those nerd things you like? You want to watch them with me?
Watch one of those, and I'll have my boobs out. Like, oh my god, put your boobs
that would
away.
be-
I'm
that would be the
watching the
dream.
movie.
Exactly.
You're ruining it. Get off of me.
Great. Now I don't think Thor: The Dark World's a good movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But so that
Look at that guy.
character there, his name is Pig Boy in this thing.
Boy.
He's actually a contest winner.
No way.
Yeah. I'm just trying. I have it written down here. Hold on. So yeah, Mattel put on a contest to be in this movie, but they were running out of time and money, so they had to literally just squeeze him into a scene. And so they decided to just squeeze him into this scene. The guy's name is Richard Sponder, so he's playing Pig Boy. He's the one who hands him that staff. He's in the credits and all that, and he still like shows up at like He-Man related Comic Cons and stuff
I
like
love
that.
that.
Like,
Pig Boy. He's like when the guy from Nirvana cover.
yeah.
From like the Nevermind, the baby from the Nevermind cover.
There's the Gina Davis face I was remembering.
Hey, Gina.
But
You look like me.
I picture this is the one
He's in
time
love with
Gina
her.
Davis hears our episode and she didn't hear me say before that it's going to be like her and Beetlejuice, and she's going to say that's what she thinks I look like. But I was like, I showed my breasts in glow, like
Oh yeah, she did
yeah, if I'm remembering correctly.
in the wrestling show.
Yeah, Glow's an excellent show.
I heard it was too.
It really is.
Gina Davis shows her boobies off, eh?
Yeah. I think like she's got pasties on or like the little tassels or something
She
like that. But, like,
is. You know what? He's been slowly making her look like he's gonna have an old lady.
yeah.
Like he's gonna look at her and be
Oh,
like,
is it, he's into gilf porn?
yeah, the skeleton gilfs. How old is Skeletor? Is he just have like a skin condition? Like what's his
I
fucking
think
story?
it's like I can't remember. I think it's like a cursed thing, whereas like he tried to. It's kind of like Red Skull. He tried to like have a
Right.
power he wasn't worthy of, and it burned him up. I was reading this really long piece of trivia. I'm not going to get into the whole thing of it, but essentially, I really don't like what they did with his hair. I think it's because a part of me wants the Prince Adam bowl cut,
Right.
and not like a fuzzy mullet. But yeah, basically they were gonna like build this. They were building Castle Grayskull. They're like, there's going to be elements of good and evil in Castle Grayskull because he's like, it's more about power, and power isn't good or evil. It's about who wields it and blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my
Right.
God, you're thinking way too much about
yeah,
this. It's a
yeah.
fucking He-Man
That's
movie.
way too overthinking. That's
Like-
for damn sure.
Like, to me, I know the set dressers were probably like, you know, when they were like doing all those inscriptions, were like, we're inventing a language for Eternia. And I'm like, oh, fuck, just draw some
Just throw some
draw some
squiggles.
squiggles.
Yeah.
Make one of them R2D2 like they did in fucking with Indiana Jones there.
Oh fuck.
Oh, laser lashes.
Ow! Those are way worse.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Well-
whip them more because they cauterize their own wound that they make.
Yeah,
And
pretty
you can
much.
just whip all day long, baby.
I like that he's moving his body not to the whip. They should have just whipped him for real like they did Kunta Kinte. I always assumed that they whipped him for real.
Of course they did. He's a character actor. He went blind for TNG.
I like they did that sketch in Chappelle where it was like the outtakes from Roots. And so he's hanging there as Kunta Kinte, and the guy's like, yo, Toby. He's like, Kunta Kinte, and he whips, and he goes, oh, God damn it, Carl. He's like, I said that's your ass. And he starts chasing after him. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm just kidding. And he's like, okay, let's do it again. And he just jumps back up, and he's hanging like all dead again.
Outtakes from Roots.
Oh, it was so funny. And like,
Oh, they set up like a hospital drip.
Yeah, oh my God, there is
a couple of strings, a keyboard, and like a cobweb.
Yeah, cobwebs are. Oh,
Cramps.
she looked way more like she was having a sex dream than she was in pain.
It was a little both.
She looked happy.
Pleasure and pain.
So similar to when she, like her current age, she has trouble making proper faces.
That's all the plastic surgery.
Yeah, I know. Maybe she had it then too. I had a nightmare moment. I can't remember the guy's name. It's Clinton something. He used to be the host of that, I don't know, What Not to Wear or whatever goddamn TLC show it was. Now he's hosting some like spring baking competition. His face is the tightest face like I've ever seen.
Oh my God, it's like Buddy Weirdo from Murdoch Mysteries.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like I feel like it's so funny to me that you talk about Murdoch Mysteries so much. Like it's not even a good reference for our Canadian listeners. It's a Canadian TV show.
I met a guy. They're all weird looking.
I know, and historically nobody watches
It's
Canadian
not true. It's
TV
had
shows.
multiple years. That never stopped anything on CBC from continuing.
But
to be
that's
aired.
the thing. Well, yeah, you know why? Because
Oh
it's
my
taxpayer
God.
funded. It's
Yeah,
not
what a
waiting.
fuck.
For
Like, come on. Like, can they make anything that we actually would like to see? You know
Family
what I mean?
Feud Canada.
Oh my God.
I
We
think
already
they-
have Family Feud America. Why do we need the Canadian version of something that's clearly they've perfected?
I don't know. There's just more of it, I guess. That was like my one thing because I remember when like Canada's Worst Driver came out. I'm like, oh great, we're just ripping off America's Worst Driver. No, there was no America's Worst Driver. We beat them to it. America's
Oh my God. We beat them to it. Well, thank God. Yeah, when they come over, they're like, we had it first.
But then America's Worst Driver, they like made it so like Canada's Worst Driver is a very simple show. Anybody
It's
who's
awful.
not seen it, but I bet it's simple. It's just a matter of like bad drivers, they get lessons, and then if you're the most improved, you get to go home. That is basically the idea.
And when you were deemed Canada's worst driver, do you win anything?
No, you literally like get this trophy that says you're the worst, and that's the end of it, right? And I was like, so it's there is no winner of the show.
And the
It's
thing
just
that
everybody's
makes
on it.
The thing that makes it dumb too is like, okay, we are literally highlighting how bad you are.
Yeah.
So you're not going to try. You're going to be, you know what I mean? This is what people want to see is you driving awfully.
Well, there's the one that I always had problem
my
with. There were
God.
people who were like, they're like you like would like drag race people, and you've hit like 5 people with your car, and the guy's like proud of it. So legit, there was one show where the guy he admitted to like hit and run, like 10 hit and runs.
Jesus.
And like all this stuff. And the one judge is a cop. And he's like, I'm legally bound to now contact your local police and turn you in.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you're just a tattletale. And he's like, no, like you just admitted to committing crimes. And then so he got kicked off the show. And like
The
so
cop
he was
causing trouble.
Yeah. And the guy went back and he's like, this is bullshit. And I'm like, what was your goal, to stay on the
Yeah,
show?
like what did you think? Because that's cool?
Yeah. But America's Worst
Like a
Driver.
grown adult.
America's Worst Driver was like, if you lose, they destroy your car, so you'll never drive again.
Oh, yeah, see, there you go.
No, it was stupid, and it was
There
like
you go.
because it was like it's like a thing, and then like the winner.
He's got the glow.
Yeah, the one thing that I wish they'd do for Canada's Worst Driver for like the best person, like they should keep everybody and give an award to the person who's come the furthest, and give him a car, and then give the worst trophy to the worst.
The furthest.
Yes. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. I'm sure that contest is happening in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How did he get all this new juice?
Well, because he has the sword, he's got the keys, he's got everything.
Oh, he got He-Man's sword. He's got that fucking stick there.
He wrote a lot of his own lines in this because he really like Shakespeare'd it up and stuff like that. He took something right out of Henry V, but then he also did what was the one line he said he wrote that he was really proud of? He asked him, he's like, what is the loneliness of He-Man? Is it equal to the loneliness of evil? I'm like, that's a pretty cool line.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool line, actually. Way too good for He-Man.
Yeah.
Look at that badass. They should have weenies hanging off all the tips.
This is more like the Ralph McQuarrie design, but it looks kind of like if Ganesh was
Went
He-Man's
to the old gold store.
enemy. Yeah.
You know, if Ganesh was like a rapper.
Yeah. I just have the power of Ooba Dooba. I will say I'm stealing Uba Duba from Community. They had a thing where they made a
No, he kind of looks like Matthew Lillard as well.
he does look like Matthew Lillard.
Dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun. What? How's it go?
What
In Close Encounters, the
do,
5.
do, do, do.
There you go. Dun,
You actually what you were doing sounded more like Hunger Games. Because do 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 do.
Man, those movies just went right in the toilet.
Yeah.
Wow, they were going somewhere good too, and it was just like, woo, did they ever drop the ball?
Actually, I don't know if it might be out right now. There's a prequel book right now that takes place when before Snow was President Snow, and he's actually in the book. He's a mentor for the Hunger Games.
Ooh,
It had always
prequel.
Yeah, I always thought that he had always been President Snow through the entire history of the Hunger
Right.
Games, but apparently not.
Oh, look at this! What a cool set, eh?
I was gonna say he brought the whole playset with him.
Exactly. Totally right.
It looks like when we used to set up our buddy's GI Joe
I
base
want
on
to
the
make
balcony.
one of these, like a diorama or like a. I don't fucking know.
Looks like something you can make in Animal Crossing right now. Like it's not even a firefight. It's just everybody murder them.
Of course he lied. He's fucking Skeletor. What do
Yeah.
you fucking think?
Yeah, you don't.
Boom.
Well, that was good luck. I love when you have the whip sound for something that's moving so slowly.
Absolutely, yeah. And it definitely would not make a whip sound.
The whip-
it looked like it was a piece of metal.
Yeah, the whip sound is like the leather tip breaking the speed of sound. That is what that whip is, and then you see something go, and then whoosh.
This guy, it's not even phasing him that
I
he's
know.
just portaled over to another dimension or place.
Yeah, because they're just all a bunch of slackers.
Fuck, you think this is crazy? You should see my third wedding. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of these guys. Fuck, you say, I used to live in Jersey.
It's like the girl comes up. My name is Evelyn. He's like, "You sure you're not my wife?" It's just a lot of bad marriage jokes. This is like if the Royal Rumble had to be 30 seconds long. Throw him in.
And it should be. That looks so bad.
Yeah. See, they just had a moment there too. Like he just took a quick swing at Blade there, and you never see what happens to him after that. So somebody asked him one time, I was like, I assume he just fell into the pit. Like everybody else.
Oh, yeah, now he's gone now for the whole movie.
Yeah,
and
that's
he
it.
missed him terribly. That was such a terrible swing. It was so bad.
Again, this is the earlier time where they were literally being told they were shutting down, so you could see where they don't have they do not have time.
Throw it together, eh?
I really don't like that outfit. It looks like
I dig it.
Well, but not for Skeletor. It's Skeletor. Like Skeletor
He's
is
feeling
Skeletor.
it. He's feeling the jazz, man.
Yeah.
He's all jazzed up.
But the this could be bad.
He's got an idea. This looks like some Bruins here.
Yeah, something he saw in Roadhouse. What was
Maybe this way will do it.
you could almost see that he made the decision in his mind. He was trying to push it backwards. He's like, "Oh no, I don't have any strength from that angle." And then
I'm not pushing off on anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. It makes sense if there's a wall, then you put his feet in. Right.
Yeah, but does Skeletor not look right now like he's from Big Trouble in Little China?
Oh my God, yes.
Like he just looks like
He
just one of those
totally
dudes.
does. He's just standing there watching him go too.
I know.
He just ran past him 4 times.
Yeah, he didn't even. Yeah, is that cockiness that made him I'm just gonna stop him at the last minute? Because he could have stopped him a million times before he got to the sword.
Shh, shh.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. I didn't remember if he said that in this movie. Boom.
And now they're gonna fight in the astral plane or whatever.
Yeah. It really doesn't make sense what he says though, like in the cartoon, right? He goes, "By the power of Grayskull," and then when everything starts happening, he goes, "I have the power." Okay, you've said power twice in this weird.
Power!
Yes.
The cat should have come out right here.
Oh,
Portal should have opened. The cat attacks him.
Or no, you know what should have happened? At the very, very end of the movie.
This is the last scene they filmed, probably, right?
This is it, yeah.
Because all the thing is...
Because it all went dark. It just had a Star Wars Episode 2 moment where it was like this super close-up moment of just him swinging the sword around but not fighting. that exact same time, when we do Episode 2, you'll see the exact same thing with Anakin and Dooku. There's a couple of shots, which is I think it's just because you couldn't have him fighting Christopher Lee like that, because Hayden Christensen was more than capable with the lightsaber in the fight scenes. So
get him, Skeletor. It's fucking punk ass.
Boom. I think that this is probably another reason why they added the extra mask stuff in that too.
Because it's not Frank Langella.
So, this is what I wanted to tell you though. That skeleton mask makes an appearance somewhere else. Quite often, actually. On Star Trek The Next Generation, Worf goes into the, what's the name of the hologram room there?
The holodeck.
The holodeck, and he battles like a skeleton creature multiple times during the.
Oh no way! I haven't been there yet. I'm not at that episode yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you've seen
ruined it.
I thought you've seen the whole series.
No, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. So
I'm on season 4 or something.
Every time you've talked about TNG, I assumed you'd seen them all.
No, that's why I can't talk to anybody about Picard.
Oh yeah.
Just like the Emperor.
Well, you already know it's spoiled because like everybody who's in that obviously
they're not.
makes it out.
They just say those things to throw people off.
Yeah. Or they could just have a thing. It's a good thing we have the technology to bring everybody back to life.
Exactly.
I don't know whose voice I was doing. Oop, she de-aged
She
quickly.
is young again.
Oh, so I think that force field was just an Instagram filter to make her look old. It just popped up and she's like, see, I was never old.
See this one? It was like somebody did a face swap at a funeral with like the dead body. It's brutal. I was like, oh my God. It was in one of these things. Oh my God, he found his wife. I'm a wife number 5.
Wow.
She looks like Gozer.
Look at this. What? How did he get all this?
I don't know.
Who gave? He literally was trying to foil them the entire time. Only in the last 30 seconds of the movie did he do anything for the good guys, and they're giving him a castle.
Yeah, he's staying, man.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going back to fucking
dude.
Jersey,
you know what happens when you're
is?
the strange guy in the land? All the ladies want a piece of him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, until the sequel.
Those eyes, eh?
She shouldn't have done all that shit, the plastic surgery, man. I much prefer it when a woman ages for reals.
I know. I wish, like, I legitimately wish that I could go back in time and like stop. Pretty much everyone.
Meg Ryan was bad.
Yeah.
It like ruined her career.
Oh yeah, but I just want to go to like them and just go like, you're a beautiful woman. Like you're not going to turn into a ghoul, and they're not going to like what. But what they believe is they're like, oh, I'm about to turn like 40 or whatever, and that's going to end everything for me.
Which it does.
And then, but I'm like, what do you think's going to happen when you like do that to your face? Are you think everybody's gonna think you're 20?
Yeah, all of a sudden
they're like, wow, you're so perfectly young.
He does kind of have the muscle gut, totally.
Yeah.
It's okay, Guldur. I mean, sometimes they get a little nip and tuck here and there, and you can't tell, like a little thing around the eyes or whatever. I wonder if Kate, what's her name, has had work.
Who I don't know.
Beckinsale.
I don't know if she has.
Holy God!
See that like there is good plastic surgery. Like I've seen some like women who don't look like they've ever had any work done, and then they're like, oh yeah, I've had a bunch done.
Right.
So it's all about getting the right stuff done and also stopping.
Yes.
Because like there's some people who are like, oh no, I'm like now my de-aging is aging, and now I have to like go backwards again and just keep doing it.
What was she trying to say?
I think she was gonna
So
say
you see
like
my
before my
parents.
mother died
Yeah.
or whatever, like, because she said like I could send you back to whenever.
It's the day after. Like, damn. Like, I gotta go through this whole thing again.
You never told me the date. Ooba dooba.
I love that ooba dooba.
That is unfortunate jammies for her to be wearing.
Too
like
bad.
that's little.
Too bad for us.
That's Little House on the Prairie jammies, you know.
Those are Amish style.
This isn't like a real like. I don't know. I feel like there's something.
Who wears jammies anymore?
I know, right?
I just sleep in my underwear.
She's having a Home Alone moment right now. But he looks dead.
No, it's the labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
You're there. We're all here too. All your friends. And it's all the bad guys that they just fought and killed. And now they're their buds.
And you were there.
Dance, magic, dance.
Wouldn't that be... That would be the most amazing thing. I just had the craziest dream. And she's like, and you were there, Mr. Beastman. And he's just like, oh, Harry just kept moving. So it's just totally
drooling. I have a theory about Labyrinth that she was always going to win.
Yeah.
That was the point of it. The point of it was to make her strong, like to make her believe like in herself. Because all the bad guys show up as her friends, which makes it think the whole thing is kind of, remember, he's kind of looking through the window and he flies off. Like, I think it was like a,
Yeah.
like everybody that goes to the Labyrinth makes it through. It's just, it's hard. It's tough. It's not easy, Yeah,
I know, but isn't that like where the goblins come from, or made from the babies that they kidnapped over the years? So some people mustn't have made it through. I don't even know if I'm right about that. I'm literally throwing that out as a half-remembered theory.
Right. Like in Crybaby.
Yes. Oh my
God. Only tear for my girl.
I think we've told that story on here, but basically, we saw the movie Crybaby. Was that like at a, like it was like at
John Waters was probably at friggin' Bruce's house.
No, I think it was like at a, like a thing.
We were watching it at school afterwards.
Oh yes, that's right. So yeah, we were
music class.
We watched Crybaby and just on TV or whatever, and then we would make fun of it all the time, and we'd always go, "There's a lonely tear for my girl," pointing at like the Crybaby tattoo, and then they're like, it was like a thing. It was in the music class, and we were gonna watch the movie, and we're like, "Yeah, there's a lonely tear for my girl," and it never happened, and we're like, "Did we?" Oh, so that's the guy's name, Ponsmar, not Ponfar. Ponsmar. But and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, did we come together?
It's like having create a fever dream.
Yeah. It's like we created a shared delusion, and I still to this day can't
I had the same dream.
Oh man, it's just bananas. Well, that was this movie, guys. I mean, it's actually more fun than I remembered. I remembered it being more corny. So
what, the movie?
Yeah,
I agree.
Like it's still corny, but
it's the most serious thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like up there with The Irishman or the Zapruder tapes.
It was boring as hell. Man, I was thinking about that movie actually today.
Yeah,
and it's just, I don't know. I think it got way too. I mean, it really did kind of look at the situation without any pomp or circumstance and this kind of thing. But I don't know, man. It was like 3 hours, just like old guys talking. I'm like, fuck.
I just saw something more interesting. There was two people who didn't have a vowel in their last name. It was SMRZ was their name. Smurs.
SMRZ. Smurs. Yeah.
Smurs.
It's like Slurms Mackenzie.
I feel like it's one of those ones where like it's got like a silent U, a silent O, a silent E, or not even silent, but just an un-U. So it's Semaruzi.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that.
Is there an after credit scene coming?
That would be amazing. Actually, no, you're not wrong. There is an after credit scene coming.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious.
It's gonna be Gwildorf eating chicken.
Yeah, it's their
back from their time.
It's their shawarma scene. No, you know what would be best? It goes back to Eternia, and they're like, "I sure am hungry." They go up, and it's just it's Gwildorf's chicken and ribs.
I sure am hungry.
Well, you gotta
mention it a lot in this.
Yeah, so he just goes up, and then like that's what Gwildorf that's what he ends up doing. He stops being like the maker of these like big like technological things. He just starts friggin' making chicken.
You want to make the money? You want to make people really happy? Fuck the fuck all that shit. Make chicken.
Oh man, so many armor technicians.
Of course,
it's so funny. I like to see a movie like this. Yes, the set was gigantic and like whatever, but to see a movie like this and then to see so many names in the credits, you're just like, really?
Yep. Somebody got to build that fucker.
Mm-hmm. But I guess
somebody's gonna put that cod piece on Mr. Lundgren.
Mm-hmm. For Mr.
Drama coach,
speech
coach. Like, oh my
Lord. What is creative advisor?
I don't even understand. Is that even? Anyways, go.
I was going to say, is the director not your creative advisor?
I know. Maybe they're calling Mattel. Would Superman do this?
Re-recording was done by Glenn.
Does his left arm move too, or is it just his right arm?
Re-recording was done by Glenn. Only a guy with the same name twice can do something.
Steve Winwood.
Yeah.
Some good tunes in here, man.
I always get blown away by, like, why do they put those things in so they can sell, like, the world's most pointless soundtrack?
Yeah. And then the guy who did, I can't believe they're toys did so whether there's lots of movies made about toys.
I know, right?
Like, who the hell?
I wish they would have done a better job with G.I. Joe.
I know, me too. That could be redone.
Like the second one had some things improved and some things worse.
I hated that whole, like, we got the super legs on and we're running. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Here we
here we
go.
go.
Is the red?
And now he's green. Now he's got his green head.
Yeah,
And
but
who is he saying that to?
to us,
Yeah, I know, but like
I assume that they lowered a security camera down there just to make sure he never came out, and then he was telling them. But so that was the sequel.
and that's like he's popping out to say, "I'll be back," which you are now back. Like it would better to say, "I'm back."
No, I think what he wants to say is, as soon as I figure out how to get out of this bottomless pit, well, that does have a bottom after all. As soon as I figure out how to climb back up, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
But it's going to take some time because I'm going to have to basically grow hair off of my skull and then fashion it into a rope.
What the fuck?
All right, guys, that is it. This movie is over. As always, find us at miscastcommentary.com. Email podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Please, wherever you are listening to this, if you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, whatever, any version of liking, subscribing, commenting that you can do on that page, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps us get seen, and we just want to be... It occurs to me how needy I am when I ask for this, but but I want like us seen, like as far as like on the screen when you're searching through stuff, you have to see the options, and that's how we become seen. To become heard, like then you have to click on the thing that you see. So
it's very informative.
Thank you. I'm gonna figure out how to work taste into there eventually. I think if we get really
like smell-o-vision,
if we get really famous, then people start wanting to taste us.
But
I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much about that.
Our own coffee brew.
Oh yes.
It's specifically for watching 18 movies in a row.
I'm gonna go with smell. I'm gonna have my own eau de toilette.
Well, it could be like, like smell-o-vision. Smell what they're smelling now, and it's just us. It's just our own farts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, ew, this is the first. It's just the same one.
Yeah. You guys really do record this late at night.
Why do I keep smelling them? It's all the same one.
Excellent. So you can catch this kind of gold from us if you follow us on Twitter at Miscast Podcast, at JK Finley, and at Miscast Todd. Find us on Instagram at Miscast Commentary, and I'm at JK Finley. Call us. Find the number. It's there somewhere.
We crashed out on drugs.
No.
This guy's on the camera. Look at him. Holy fuck.
So you know what the problem is? I'm leaning back further than I'm used to, and it's like I'm relaxed, and it's not working.
I was going to suggest last time that we sit back in the chairs.
I'm just doing this for like the last.
It's so comfortable though.
I know. I'm doing this for the last minute, like the last ditch effort of safety to keep us a little bit further apart.
True.
That's really
that. We came in the car together.
Yeah, but we weren't like
nobody breathed.
Yeah, we weren't like leaning on each other.
Look at each other.
When we sit together when we sit together at this table, which is considerably thinner than my car, like you're inside me. So it's much worse.
It's beauty.
But yeah, so we will see you guys next week with a Coming Attractions episode.
As it should be.
Yeah. And then another movie after. Like, you get how it works.
Come on, I'm hungry. Let's go. My stomach's gurgling.
This gurgle brought to you by the food Todd's not eating. Yeah, all right.
He's about to eat. It's probably going to be a grilled cheese and broccoli.
Nice. All right. I guess so. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Ultimate combo. I could have pressed that. You didn't fucking press it right.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.